And welcome back, everyone, to the Box Office Report. Today on the 17th of August, 2025. Where the hell's the month going? I don't know. But we have it's been a slower week. The only new release we really had was Nobody 2. Yes, we had Shin Godzilla in a re-release. And yes, a movie called Coolie came out at number 10. But we're talking about the real main releases here, let's be honest. Because Coolie only got 800 screens. No, we're talking about the big ones. Weapons has a great second weekend at 25 million, dropping 42.5%. Freakier Friday also has a really good weekend, dropping less than 50% at 14.5. Nobody 2 debuts at $9.2 million. Not the best, but that could be worse, I guess. Fantastic Four for Steph's made our $8.8 million. Actually finally taking an okay drop at 44%. The Bad Guys 2 rounds out a top 5 with 7.5%. Because it's really the only animated family film in town, it's actually starting to get a bit of legs. Weapons, though, made $25 million. Look, it dropped only 42%. The reviews are fantastic. It's also, I could see it being a rewatchable movie. When you find out what's going on, what the twists are and all that, you do want to kind of rewatch it to kind of see how it's playing out now that you know everything that's going on. Look, the film is made on only $38 million. Apparently, it only has about an $18 million marketing budget, which means it's made on, roughly speaking, $58 million. Which means that this film only had to hit about $90 million, not even, just to break even. This film did that, I think, by like Wednesday. So not every dollar this film is making is profit. This film is actually going to make a butt ton of money. A huge ass ton of money. This is kind of, horror's really coming back in a good way this year. And it's shown, and look, it's deserved. It was critically praised. The audience really likes it. Even the people who don't love it at least say it is original and unique. They just don't like maybe the film. It was definitely able to get a good marketing campaign down with only $18 million. They didn't have a lot to work with, so they had to get creative. And again, it shows. Those trailers are memorable. They are creepy. And you do want to know what the hell is going on. And so, yeah, it is deserving every bit of success it's getting. This is going to be one of those sleeper hits of the summer, no doubt. I have no doubt in my mind it's going to cross 200 million. I don't think it crosses 300, or if it does, it barely gets over the hump. But I do think my original prediction between 200 and 300 is going to be spot on the money. Now, yeah, that's a wide margin, but for a film like this, you don't know. You don't know where it's going to land. So good for it. It also, like a couple other films, doesn't have any strong competition coming out for the rest of the year. I mean, if I get the rest of the box office up for the year here, or for August, I should say, rest of the releases for the year here. Got, this week we got Honey Don't, which I do want to see. That's probably what I'm going to see here. If Niza 2 does have a wide release, I'll do my best to see it. I can't promise, but I'll do my best to see it. Because someone did ask about that. There is also another film coming out with Denzel Washington that I was asked to go see. I don't know if I'll be able to see it because I can't find any showings for it or when its release date is. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, these aren't going to be really hurting it in terms of momentum. And then you've got The Roses, Toxic Avenger, Caught Stealing. Neither of those are really, I mean, they might get the number one spot over it, but neither of those are really going to be hurting it for box office. So, yeah, it's going to have a nice little run. I do kind of want to see Primitive War, too, to be honest. But yeah, good on Weapons, man. It was a good movie. Very good movie. It will right now be in my top 10 of the year. I don't think it's my favorite movie of the year. I'm not even sure if it's in my top 3, but it's definitely going to be in the top 10, at least for now. Freakier Friday is also having a good run. It didn't open very high, but 14.5 million is not bad. It's a little bit more expensive than Weapons at about 45 million. But it also didn't have a huge marketing budget, so you're going to have to probably guess around 20 to 25 million. Which means you're looking at a film, roughly speaking, made on about $70-ish million worldwide overall. Which means all you got to do is hit 105, which it looks like it's tracking to do at least, to make its money back. Which is something Disney does need. It does need a win. And now it does have a huge win this year with Lilo & Stitch, which is the highest grossing movie of the year. Not Niza 2. Don't try to at me at that. Don't try to argue that against me, because let's be real about the facts about Ne Zha 2. And if I do see Ne Zha 2, I will be talking more about this because it's stupid. It really is stupid. that allegedly China, the one place it was released, it made billions, over a billion. It came on the highest grossing films of all time, of making over $1 billion in China, when no film in history has solely in China, I think, made $1 billion. I believe so. I could be wrong, or at least the few films that have been like Avatar and stuff like that. It's very clear, or it seems very apparent that those numbers are being inflated, especially because China does not adhere to the standard analysis styles that other countries do when it comes to their movies. So, yeah, no. But good for Freakier Friday. That's really all it matters. I don't know how I got on Ne Zha 2 here, honestly. But yeah, no, it's probably gonna end up doing well. Honestly, it's reminding me a lot of the High School Musical box office, which ended like around 120, which did end up making a little bit of money. But no, this looks like it's actually going to make more money than that did, which good for it. I haven't heard much. I've heard it's okay. Nobody 2, which does have good reviews. Let me check those reviews real quick, because I haven't actually checked the reviews, but I had heard it was getting a good rating. Only opened to 9.2 million. Now, the original Nobody did not open much higher than that, admittedly, but did go on to make enough money to earn a sequel. But the original Nobody also came out during the pandemic recovery period. So arguably it got a boost because people just wanted to go see a movie. How popular Nobody was, we couldn't get a fair idea on because of when it came out. Okay, 78 from the critics, 89 from the audience. That's a damn good rating. Honestly, got a better rate. It's got almost a better rating than Freakier Friday. If you do the math, it's got a 5% greater, but 4% lower from the critic and audience respectively. So if you actually do the math on that, it averages out that it's 1% better rated than Freakier Friday. That's right. Highest to Lowest. That's the name of the movie. All right. So give me 1 second. Highest to Lowest. When's that coming out? Is that out? I didn't see it in the. So anyway, real quick. Nobody 2 is opening worldwide right now. It's 14 million. Not good. It is only made on 25 million though, and its marketing budget probably is only like 20. I mean, in theory, if it could get some legs, maybe. I'm not seeing it likely though. It is a bit of a weaker film than the first one, so that's not going to help it. Higher to Lower is not out right now. Okay, or Highest to Lowest. So when is Highest to Lowest coming out? Let's see here. Youngbloods. Okay, I'm not seeing Highest to Lowest anytime in the next week or two. Although maybe I gotta just look at the actual rest of August real quick. Again, hold on. I'm just double checking. I didn't miss something here. Yeah, no, Highest to Lowest, as far as I can tell, is not currently out, even though it's got ratings. It's got reviews. And allegedly, it's also got audience score, too. So did I miss something? Did I miss? Oh, okay, hold on. August 15th. Okay, Highest to Lowest did come out, but here's the thing. It came out in limited release. That's the problem. I saw that, you know what, hold on. We're just going to go right over to my Cinemark tab here because I have a Cinemark. All right, 1 second here. Is Highest to Lowest in screens? Did I miss it? Because if I missed it, I will try to go see it. Because, I mean, it is apparently another version of a different film. I can't remember the name of it. With King of the High Tower, is that it? Highest to Lowest, is it? Nope. Highest to Lowest is not in my Cinemark, so I couldn't go see it. Sorry. So yeah, unfortunately, I just can't see it. As for Nobody 2, it does again have the advantage of being a very low budget film, but even for like low budget standards, this isn't good. If it had opened to say 15 million, we could have a more in-depth talk about how well it could do, because it's opening to over half its budget. But ironically, if you opened over half your budget, you got a good shot. It's actually harder for the lower budget films to do that. So a film made on 25 million would have to open on 12.5 million. But the problem there is half of that's only 6. See, it's just the escalation of numbers. If I have a $100 million opening movie and it opens on 50, well, okay, it's halfway there. But that's $50 million. And the bigger the film, the more people are going out to see it more likely. Whereas the smaller the film, the less people are going to like it, are likely to see it. So you could still have the film make, and again, not taking weekend to weekend, day to day numbers, make between that, make the next weekend 25 million, drop another 50%. That's still 75 million. But you also got to take into consideration the day to day numbers as well. A larger film most likely will have bigger weekdays, like a couple million per day, versus a smaller film that has maybe a couple $100,000 per day. So it's much harder to be successful on a small budget film opening up to over half your budget than it is a big budget film. Honestly, I'd say the cardinal rule for a smaller budget film is you need to open up to about 75% of your budget. If you can do that, you stand a much better shot. Unfortunately, I did enjoy Nobody 2, but I don't think it's going to do well for Universal. Fantastic Four! $468 million. Made 8.8 this weekend. So good for it. Based on what the estimates are, it is officially profitable. It is also the highest grossing MCU movie of the year. Congrats. It was made on $200 million. It was estimated, I think, around $100 million in its marketing budget. So, congrats. Wonderful. It is going to, in fact, be a little profitable, which is good. Marvel, after Deadpool Wolverine, then after that, we haven't had a profitable one since. Brave New World came close to at least breaking even, but didn't quite get there. But yes, it does deserve to be profitable. It looks like it will be profitable. It's still got some legs left on it. The legs are great. The legs are shrinking, but it's got some legs still. But man, it just sucks. It just sucks this did not do well. Because it opened great. It had its bigger opening than either of the two. That's the thing that's really weird about it. It had a bigger opening than either Thunderbolts or Brave New World. So again, the question is what went wrong? We've gone over it a couple times, but a couple of those things kind of ring true. That while the people who went to there's the people who went on opening weekend, and then there's the people on that weekend who went back to see it, which wouldn't have been everyone. And then there's the people who didn't go see it opening weekend who might just not have any interest in the Fantastic Four because they've been burned too many times with the Fantastic Four. Maybe they've been burned too many times on Marvel at this point when their consistency just dropped. Again, I go to what Sean Chandler said about how the audience is starting to kind of age out a little bit. And I mean, I didn't think about it, but it's a point. And then if you're getting burned too many times on these movies, then yeah, I mean, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt you in the long run. So they're not dead. Marvel is not dead in the water. They had Deadpool and Wolverine last year. Huge hit, one of the highest grossing films of the year, highest grossing R-rated film of the year. It's clear comic book movies, and Superman's a good example of this. We'll talk more about that in a second. Comic book movies are not dead. But we need to get the quality under control. The quality control under control. We need that. Because if you just keep pumping out, and again, we know that Bob Chapek is gone. The Brave New World was the last vestige of that era of them. And the reason that Deadpool Wolverine, frankly, probably did as well is because they basically gave him carte blanche to do whatever he wanted, Ryan Reynolds. So they were safe. But yeah, okay, now we've had Thunderbolts. Despite how poorly it did, still well received, well reviewed, everything. And then you have Fantastic Four. Very well received, very well reviewed, and now it is actually profitable. And I'm sure Thunderbolts helped that, because a good movie helps, and Superman helped a little bit. Superman also could probably hurt it a little bit too. Because I think Marvel forgot that they are in a little bit of a scrape. They forgot that they're not on top anymore. I mean, yes, in terms of an overall company, DC's got a big catch-up game to do, but they're still technically the big boy on the block. But they don't have the impenetrable armor they once had. They don't have the ability to just open up a week or two after another huge profile superhero movie and say, hey, yeah, we can share the same space. Right now, no, you can't. I'm going to be honest. No, you can't. I actually agree with the fact that Superman, I think, hurt this thing a little, and Jurassic World hurt this thing. I think that you actually, again, I agree. They should have kept the November date. Thanksgiving was around the corner. You would have had that going for you. Unfortunately, I think you just got you outcompeted by too many big high-profile franchises alongside this. And in a hurt franchise like Marvel is, and that's the best way to call them, I think, is hurt. That was a mistake. And hopefully they'll learn from that. Like next year, we only got Doomsday and Spider-Man. That's all we got next year. So hopefully they're going to be able to deliver us some great stuff. It's going to get us more excited again. I think Supergirl's supposed to come out next year too. So hopefully we're going to see a big uptick in Marvel coming up. And they're basically going to go into their next phase of their existence and be like, yeah, we're awesome. We're still awesome, folks. The bad guys too, taking decent drops, 7.5 million, only 29%. Over 100 million now, 117.4. It's still not profitable, but it only has to hit like 190 to kind of be profitable, roughly speaking. Because their marketing budget was not huge. It's made on about 80. You assume maybe 50 at most. So at best, you're looking at a film that's got to make about 190 to break even. It's not impossible. Like I said, there's just nothing out for a while that's going to do anything for this. Or against this, I should say. So, hopefully, maybe it can score some wins. Maybe. Because as the international rolls out more and it gets released in more territories, it's gonna hopefully gain back a lot of momentum. And hey, look, it crossed 100 million. A lot of films this year that should have did not do that. Look, is Smurfs still here? Oh yeah, Smurfs still here. Hold on, did Smurfs cross 100 million? Yeah, barely, but it did it, and that film did not do well. So good on the bad guys. Absolutely. I enjoyed the first one very much. I enjoyed this one. And some things about this one I actually like more. Like the finale of this, I think, is a lot better. It's just almost looks kind of epic in some ways. And then you got Superman, which, as I said, is about to cross $600 million. It's officially profitable, which means it crossed all three trifectas. The critics liked it. The audience liked it. At minimum, liked it. And now it's profitable. This is the beginning, hopefully, of something great for Warner Brothers in the DC universe. Unfortunately, while I stand by someone who liked the DCEU, there were so many problematic movies in there. I loved the original Suicide Squad. It's messy as F, but I loved it. It was fun. I did not like Harley Quinn in the Birds of Prey and the Faceless Emancipation of One. Harley Quinn did not like that movie, unfortunately. Still own it, but I don't like it. Don't hate it. There's things I like, but still don't love it. Most of the rest of the, didn't love Aquaman 2, but it's all right. Black Adam's bad, but in a fun way. But I thought Blue Beetle was really good. I thought The Flash was pretty solid. Really liked both Shazam movies. And I didn't like Wonder Woman 84, admittedly, but again, and The Suicide Squad's great. I love The Suicide Squad. Easily the better movie of the two. So it sucks that the DCEU didn't do so well, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And it's good to see that people are able to come together on a movie. Now, again, it's not a $1 billion film. It doesn't need to be a $1 billion film. It just needs to be an entertaining, good film that people wanted to come back to. And they clearly did. So I'm happy for this. I look forward to seeing what the universe is going to provide. It's a good time, actually, to be a comic book fan. It's actually a good time. We're now on an uptick, which is great. The Naked Gun made $4.8 million. It stands right now at $72.8 million. It's kind of slowly creeping along to possibly make some money. It's not there yet. It's on a $42 million budget. I want to say it's about $30 million in marketing, roughly. I don't know exactly, but that makes sense. So again, you're looking at a film that needs to make about 108-ish, roughly speaking. 108. That'd be it exact. It might crawl over that. Again, assuming the international kind of rolls out a bit more for it, it could do that. We'll have to wait and see. I enjoyed it. This was hilarious. I love this movie. It does lose a little steam near the end, but that doesn't mean it still doesn't have some great jokes. I love that fight at the end. You punched me in the soft part of my belly. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So yeah, no, I hope the Naked Gun also does well. I would love to see a new age of spoof comedy. I really would. Another Hot Shot. I mean, look, Charlie Sheen's really not doing much right now. I'd love to see one more Hot Shots. Um, Maybe a different version of their Airplane. If you're gonna be like remaking these or rebooting them or sequelizing them in whatever extent. Trying to think of some other. We know there's another scary movie coming. Hopefully, it'll be good. The last, we're on 5 now, right? Yeah, maybe 6. No, we're on 5 now. The last 2 were not good. The first 3, honestly, are pretty fun. The first one's hilarious. Second one's probably the best one. Third one's good. Honestly, I think the third one's legit funny. It is probably the weakest of the 3 of them, but it's still funny. Combining Signs with The Ring, that is pretty damn funny, admittedly. But yeah, then you get in the fourth one, War of the Worlds and Jigsaw combined together. Yeah, that one was and Saw, and then you got Paranormal Activity. Oh yeah, and then there was Haunted House and Haunted House 2. Yeah, I remember seeing Haunted House 2. Oh. So no, yeah, we could hopefully, if this does well enough, maybe usher in an era of proper spoof parody movies. Um, like I would be totally down for that because we kind of need better comedies in the world because we really haven't had a lot of straight comedies come out, like straight comedies. Like for example, oh god, what was the one? Novocaine. Novocaine was definitely an action comedy, but it wasn't a straight comedy. That was the thing. Like we haven't had really any straight comedies in a while. Since like what was it, Ride Along or Road Trip or something like that, like a year or two ago. That was really funny. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the future brings. Speaking of which, Jurassic World Rebirth, 2.9 million, but it went from 800 to 828. Is there a small, and I mean small chance, legit, that this movie actually maybe hits 900? It's not hitting a billion. No way in hell it's hitting a billion. 850 is definitely on the table. 900, maybe? I don't think it will. But it still made a chunk of money I wasn't expecting it to make this weekend, so who knows? It's probably closing out between 850 and like 875, but who knows? All I know is it doesn't need to make any more money, theoretically. It's just doing it. It didn't make a billion, but guess what? That's not the benchmark of a film's success, unless you're Avatar. Yeah, unless you're Avatar or the Avengers, that's really not the benchmark of a film's success. So yeah, good for Jurassic World. They quietly went on to make quite a bit of money. Speaking of F1 is a movie that just keeps kind of also trudging along. Currently, it's at $590 million. Maybe it looks out and hits 600 by the end of its run. I don't think it will. And even if it does, that doesn't make it profitable is the problem. Again, it seems to be that the budget is anywhere between like 250 and 300 million, or 200 and 300 million, like 250 at best. And it's like 150 in marketing, from what I understand. So unless they got some good tax write-offs that I don't know about, that could affect the marketing budget in some way, and basically lessen it, it's not going to break even, which sucks. It sucks. But it's a good movie. It really is an action kind of blockbuster for the year. So that's good for it. Coolie debuts with 2.4 million. Shin Godzilla in re-release made 1.6 million. Together made another little over $1 million, which brings it over 21 million. It's made on a pretty low budget, so good for it. Let's see your Sketch, and I believe it's over like 11 million now or something like that. What was it? No, 7 million. I don't know where I got the 11 from. And again, I liked Sketch. Wasn't amazing, but I liked it. I Know What You Did Last Summer currently I think is in the $70 million range, right? No, 63. It did barely break even, but it did do it. Otherwise, it's pretty lackluster what's left. So good on the weekend right now. Like it's not as anywhere near big a weekend as the last weekends have been. I mean, if you add it up, like even just add up, say, the top 10. Let's do that. 25, that's 39.5, 39.75, 30, 48.75, 49, 49, 57, 64, 71, probably looking at 72 after that. I mean, you're still looking at about an $80-ish million weekend, which is still good. But August is probably the most doldrummy month apart from January. Yes, it's had a couple big releases, but honestly, even February is a much bigger release slate now than August currently is. You got Black Panther, you got Deadpool, hell, even Captain America, which didn't do well, you still got that. So, except for Suicide Squad, way overperformed, and like Guardians, if you really look at, in fact, we can just look at August right now. If you really look at the numbers for weekend records in August for opening weekend, it's really not that impressive in the grand scheme of things. Let's see here. August. Yeah, Suicide Squad, 133. Then you got the original Guardians of the Galaxy at 94. So great, okay. But then you take a big drop, 69, 67, 65, 60. And then there's another significant drop between 60 and 54. So, yeah, I mean, it's not like these are, it's not, again, not January bad. Nothing's January bad. But still not a big blockbuster month, unfortunately. So this week, in terms of main release, the only big one we really have is Honey Don't. I'm not going to count these out too, honestly, because A, even if it's getting a wide release, that doesn't mean much. That could be 500 screens for a wide release. That's what it could be. Plus, no idea how many people even know this thing's getting a wide release. So there's that as well. So I'm not going to count it in the top 5 personally. What do I think the weekend's going to look like? I think Weapons will actually be number 1 again, because I don't think Honey Don't's going to even be double digits. Freakier Friday's probably dropping another 50-ish%. So maybe I'll put Honey Don't at number 2. Freakier Friday at number 3. Nobody 2 at number 4. And Fantastic Four at number 5. Oof. These new releases are not going to be big draws, unfortunately. So it's going to be a rough go for this next month. For the remainder of the month. Until we get... Actually, let's actually just take a quick look at what our next... release window, or what the release window actually is. So let's see here, calendar. Let's look at more. Let's look at September real quick and see what we got coming out that month. All right, so I want the month of September. Do you remember? Boot boot in September. Let's see here. Okay, so The Legend of He. Let's see, Wide, Hamilton, nothing. Light of the World, no idea what that. Oh, that's Jesus. Yeah, sorry, that's not going to be a big draw for regular movie fans. Sorry. The Threesome, okay. But okay, so nothing in the first week of September. Second week of September, let's see here. Demon Slayer, not going to be a big one. Okay, you got Long Walk. That could be a sleeper. Nothing really else coming out that week. But then in the following week, you've got Big Bold Beautiful Journey. I know it's Zeno. Him. Okay, you got Him. That could also be a big sleeper. And I know at the end of the month, let's see, 19, so we're looking at 26. We're looking at Predators? No, that's a documentary. We're looking at, not Gabby's Dollhouse, screw that. One Battle After Another, The Strangers. I know it's Conjuring should be coming out this month as well. Oh, The Smashing Machine. That's where it is. October 3rd. Where is The Conjuring? Conjuring Last Rites should be coming out. Did I miss it? Where are you? Wait. What? Okay, that's what it is. Technically speaking, Conjuring Last Rites should be coming out on the 5th of September, but for some reason, Box Office Mojo has decided not to actually label it because it was untitled until recently, I guess. I don't know why. Either way, that's my thoughts. What do you think on the box office? Why do you think Weapons is doing so well? Why do you think, again, Fantastic Four struggled? Do you think Naked Gun will be able to make its money back? Do you think Bad Guys 2? What do you think the state of the box office is going to be like by the end of the month? And why do you think some movies don't do so well? Why do you think studios are so hesitant during certain months, like August and January? Let me know in the comments below. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.